First, we had Schiff for Brains. Then we had Fang Fang's boyfriend. Now we have the terrorist Omar. She gets booted. Suicide Squad is here to save the day.
Snap out of it!
Well, welcome to the Theater of the Absurd. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this is What's Next. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo. What's Next? Your daily dose, your weekend edition, of course. Getting off to a late afternoon start. Had to run some errands. Yesterday's issue was time restraint and, of course, my day job. So I do apologize, but I am here for you. Well, like in the beginning, I said, first they went after Schiff for Brains. Then they went after Fang Fang's boyfriend. Now, of course, they kick off Omar, who married her brother. And, of course, the domestic terrorist. And of course, all the leftists were clutching pearls, rectums clinching. You had one Sandy Cortez, do her best, Democratic church impersonation, her church lady impersonation. And then, of course, we're waiting for the next shoe to drop, Rahcist Talib. Yes, remember Rahcist Talib? Yeah, she was the one who basically said that when she got elected, fought Trump. Yeah, fought Trump. Well, of course, at the end, Trump had the last say and basically telling Talib to, you. So, but we're going to take a look at this wonderful Theater of the Absurd. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Watch. Rahcist Talib rages over Ilhan Omar ouster from the committee. Ooh, she is angry. Ooh. But before that, give you a little backdrop. Squad member, the Suicide Squad or the Stupid Squad, or pretty much name whatever squad you like. Rahcist Talib raged on a U.S. House floor Thursday after Republicans removed openly anti-Semitic, racist, anti-Jew, anti-Semite. I said anti-Semitic, didn't I? Yeah. Domestic terrorist. Ilhan Omar from the House Foreign Affairs Committee because, yeah, that's like having the Chi-Coms on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Echoing sentiments already expressed by the far left Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yes. Talib essentially accused Republicans of wrongfully targeting her. Talib even began to cry as she, crocodile tears, as she shouted until her time was up. She was repeatedly told so, and her mic was cut off. Quote, "You are showing who you are," she screamed. "I will not be silent." To Congresswoman, Omar, "I'm so sorry that our country is failing you today on this chamber. Oh, you belong on that committee." Other squad members, Ariana Pressley, yes, the Kojak-looking, Yul Brynner-looking member, and of course Cortez, spoke out in favor of Ilhan Omar's while accusing Republicans of sexism, racism, and Islamophobia. Consistency. There's nothing consistent about the Republican Party's continue to attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color. Of course there is. I had a member of Republican Congress threaten my life, and we still have no evidence. She has no receipts. Oh, well, there you go. And the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the prestigious committee assignments in the Congress, she had. Omar, while defending herself, said the debate has been ousting her centers on who gets to be an American. Of course it is. What opinions do we have to be counted on as Americans? There's this idea that you have to suspect that you're an immigrant, or you're from a certain part of the world, or a certain skin tone, or a Muslim, said Omar. In a floor speech prior to the vote on whether to oust Omar, Mike Lawler, Republican, said that the ousting of this congresswoman who has spoken unfavorably about Israel, yes, she has slammed Israel, and some people did something on 9/11, of course, is allegedly holdover Congress, and is not about vengeance or retribution. It's about accountability for your actions. No one who peddles in anti-Semitic activity, behavior, or language should ever have the right to serve on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, which has an incredibly important role to play in partnering with our strongest ally, the State of Israel, Lawler added. But before I get to these wonderful comments from Omar and Talib, let's go to wonderful Sandy Cortez, Omar's ouster, racist targeting. Representative Sandy Cortez said Thursday on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 that House Republicans vote for Representative Ilhan Omar to be removed from the Foreign Affairs Committee over her comments about Israel was racist targeting because, again, of course it was. Guest anchor John Berman said, Representative Omar said today that the vote today was about revenge. Is that how you see it? Cortez, absolutely. I think it was about revenge. This was about petty politics. But also, it's important to state that not just Republicans trying to feed a base that's already primed for years under Donald Trump. Ooh, orange man bad. With racism, misogyny, xenophobia, Islamophobia, genderphobia, this phobia, that phobia, and of course, Santaphobia. It also represents a stripping of important perspectives in the House Foreign Affairs Committee that Omar, as a refugee, an immigrant, the only hijab woman in this United States Congress, represents. And that perspective is critical in terms of American foreign policy. She added, in the case of Omar, I believe that hers is absolutely especially amplified with racist targeting because of what fed their base. This is the same representative that Donald Trump held rallies around saying her back to quote, unquote, her country. Her country is the United States of America. She is an American. So let's hear these wonderful, wonderful comments. First, Omar.
This debate today, it's about who gets to be an American.
Of course.
What opinions do we have to be counted as Americans?
Yes.
This is what this debate is about, Madam Speaker.
Again, of course.
There is this idea that you are a suspect if you are an immigrant, or if you are from certain parts of the world, or a certain skin tone, or a Muslim. It is no accident that members of the Republican Party accused the first black president, Barack Obama, of being a secret Muslim. It is no accident that former President Donald Trump led a birther movement that falsely claimed he was born in Kenya.
No, that would be one Hillary Clinton.
Falsely
It's called
labeling
facts.
the first and only president of the United States of America, a Muslim and African immigrant, somehow made him less American. Well,
enough of the nonsense. And now we go to wonderful Rahcist Talib.
You are showing who you all are, really.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Will not be silenced.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Congressman Omar,
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
That our country is failing you today through this chamber.
I'm so sorry.
The gentlewoman is no longer
I'm
recognized,
so
and the
sorry
gentleman from-
that you are an ass clown. And now let's go to Sandy Cortez.
Representative Omar said that the vote today was about revenge. Is that how you see it?
Absolutely. I think this was about revenge. This was about petty politics. But also, I think it's also important to state
the
that
queen of
this
petty
was not
politics.
just about Republicans trying to feed a base that they have already primed for years under Donald Trump with racism, misogyny, xenophobia, Islamophobia. But also, it represents a stripping of an important perspective on the House Foreign Affairs Committee that Ilhan Omar, as a refugee, as an immigrant, as the only hijabi woman in the United States Congress, presents in. And that perspective is critical in terms of American foreign policy.
All right. You like that clown show? You like that display of assholery, of clownery, of buffoonery? Well, that's what the squad does best. The only one we didn't get to hear was Ariana Pressley, the bald Brenner. But, of course, I'm sure she says something, but of course, at this point, who cares? But when you have Schiff, who has basically, since day one, believed the Russia hoax. Since day one, and still to this day, believes in the Russian hoax. Then you have Eric Swalwell, Fang Fang's boyfriend, who slept with a Chinese spy, wrecked his marriage, and yet he is still a congressman. And then you have, of course, the squad. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait till Ariana Pressley is thrown off any committees. Rahcist Talib, and of course, our wonderful, qualified bartender, Sandy Cortez. Oh, it's going to be a good day. And with that being said, I'm Giles Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.